to start broadcasting again. So
No, they're good.
yeah, we're all good now. Anyway, we're back now because
Do you know what else is amazing? AR Fox. Trevor Lee and AR Fox are very good. I love AAW actually.
AR Fox. Why do I know that? Why is that name very?
'Cause he was
Oh
in the Underground and shit.
no, Botchamania. Mafu from Botchamania fucking put up an argument that he had with Matt Seidel. Well, Matt Seidel basically goes, he ain't shit. All leading to all coming off the fucking. This happened ages ago, but it got brought back up because of the current fight he's having with fucking that promotion over in England. He missed his flight. He missed his flight. It's a dick move, to be honest. He missed his flight, right, which is gone. So the promotion, not giving back the deposit, which is just dick. It's just cunty, to be honest.
Look at it this way: he's probably already spent the deposit on weed.
Probably.
That's the reason why he's not giving it back. Is because like I actually don't even have it anymore.
Thing is, as well, they were very smart. They sent the money through PayPal, but through business PayPal, so they can't get the money back because they haven't got any of the products.
Yeah. Oh my god! Fuck off.
I know this is like completely off topic, and we're going into politics now. But anyone see Donald Trump's tweet last night?
No, I try and stay away from him as much as possible because
this was like, this wasn't like, oh my god, you're a retarded tweet. This is like, he may have just like could get impeached, like legitimately impeached for it. Because
what did he do?
Remember all the way back when he became president first, and the General Flynn fella, he got fired because he lied to him. So Trump kept saying that he didn't know anything about it. He never knew anything. He didn't know he was lying. And then told the head of the FBI at the time to lay off the investigation on him and that he didn't do anything wrong. He admitted in a tweet last night he knew he was doing wrong the entire time, so may have obstructed a federal investigation.
He did obstruct an
Yes.
investigation.
So like, then his lawyer came out and goes, I was the one that made that tweet, ill-advised tweet. And like, no, he didn't.
You know, like, no.
He didn't. This is his fingerprints all over it.
You also see there was like a thing was like if Trump was impeached, they like his followers were like, oh, if he ever gets impeached, like there'll be a civil war. And I'm like, it really is amazing to see actually happen. It like you can actually see time traveling happen if you just look at the American political system and like, I don't need a DeLorean to do this. You got the flux capacitor.
So,
I love the low blows.
Interesting. Have you watched Botchamania, the new one, where like Desmond Xavier goes to the ropes and he like takes the bottom rope off the ring?
No,
I didn't see it. Every time I go to look at it on YouTube, it won't work for me, and I don't know why.
Watch it on Vimeo. I'm going to be all wrapped up.
I'm actually watching that show that he did that on, and they continued the show with 2 ropes. It's the weirdest visual you will ever see.
That happened at a Fight Factory show before. The bottom rope, no, the middle rope snapped. It was in the first match. AD and Phil, I can't remember what Phil's second, Phil Boyd, no. I can't remember, Phil Martin or something. I can't remember what his fucking surname is. But the second rope went when it was just the entrances. Shit. So they started the match anyway. And then they were trying to, like, during the match, some of the lads were, like, trying to fix the rope and stuff like that. And then it just wasn't happening. And then Sammy went on the bottom rope. And then the bottom rope snapped. So it was literally just the top rope for the entirety of the first match. And you're just kind of like, oh, no. It was actually a cracking show now, to be fair. But it was just the visuals of it. It is really weird to see a wrestling match happen with just one rope and it's the top rope around it. And every time someone was like doing their entrances and we're climbing on the ropes, everyone was like, "It's gonna break." No, it didn't. But yeah, so it's good crack.
Yeah.
Good time.
Same thing happened at the CCW show. The first one I was on, bottom rope was fucked. So it was like, don't do anything on the bottom rope. Which at that point,
like,
well, to be fair, at that point, my entire moveset I knew how to do without injuring anyone relied on the bottom rope. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm just gonna jump in your shoulders and just slap your lower back and fucking like land right on top of it. Look around and be days, and then like 10 minutes into it, it's like, oh Jesus Christ, the rope is gone. Fuck.
I am kind of curious when you were coming up with your gimmick for CCW, was it like come out like a one for like just a furry one, or was there like an actual thought process behind it?
I didn't get a thought process behind my gimmick. My gimmick was given to me, and this is the best thing about my gimmick, right? I didn't get told what it was until a post went up on Facebook confirming that there was a battle royal, and it said Scuzzy the Bear. Immediately I went, that's me in there. There's no one else in the training camp that they could give that to. So it was fucking me. The gimmick went from being a person who had a teddy bear when he was young. It was a very dark gimmick, basically. I was a child that got like sent to the basement when he was younger because my parents loved the second born a lot more, and I had one teddy for my entire life, and he was called Scuzzy, right? It was dark. That was the point of the gimmick. The first incarnation of it was that it was like a Joker Harley Quinn thing, which I fell into a bat of like HIV fucking AIDS infested fucking thing, and I came out and it was all weird and shit. Amy's dying right now. So the gimmick was it was supposed to have like a teddy bear costume, and the heart was supposed to be in the middle, but the lads who did it fucked it up and put the heart up here. It was it got over his shit. So if you watched my very first show, it was in Everyone Loved Me.
It got over his shit the wrong way as well. You got over.
Oh no, I should have been a heel. But like there was no time for me to even turn heel. Like there was no setup for it. It was just I was supposed to eventually become heel. But when there's like 200 people inside there, and about 100 of them are cheering for you, it's like, oh well.
Okay.
Well,
it wasn't that funny. I enjoyed my wrestling career.
It's just like
wrestling career.
How long did you wrestle for?
A year.
Like 2 matches, wasn't it?
4.
Okay.
Two battle royals, a triple threat that I won that eventually ended up becoming a number 1 contenders match, and I got battered in the world title match.
Actually, the triple threat match is on YouTube, isn't it?
All of them are on YouTube.
Oh, right. Well, the triple threat was the one I've seen.
The triple threat match was great because I told you that story that I wasn't supposed to win that match. I was supposed to get knocked out with a double super kick, and then the ending got changed when I fucking got told inside the dressing room, "Oh yeah, you're winning. They need a face to win." If you want to
There it is.
What did you look up?
Robbie Devine versus Calbrain versus Scuzzy the Bear, CCW Uprising. 52 views.
I was shitting it going. I mean, I had nearly freaked out when I was going inside there. And what helped was you can't really see it from that view, and you obviously can't see it on the recorded version from CCW. But when I was coming out, the cameraman was backing back, and he fell bang right off the stage.
Right?
Over a 6-foot drop.
Just say one thing, right? The video that's directly underneath that one when I searched it is Scuzzy the Bear violently attacked by masked man. 430 views. And the triple threat match only has 52 views.
But that triple threat match isn't by CCW, so
I don't care.
That promo as well that I did for that was fucking awful. It was like, we have to write you out of it because you can't go to the fucking shows, and I was just back from holidays and I had no money to like travel, like at all. You're gonna get attacked by a masked man. I was like, alright, cool. Then you eventually just go back to it. And I was like, I can't. And I never went back. that was the end of it. I had the battle royal after that, and I took those chops from Luther Warden and he died.
We're here outside the Celtic Dungeon with Scuzzy the Bear, who's teaming with DLC this Thursday.
Oh, fuck off!
NBK. Scuzzy, how are you feeling about your match with NBK?
Because, see, last time I was in a match, I was
out to post, and I can't talk. I can't talk during promos. Stop bringing up my. I got out, and then I got played well. I didn't end well. So I guess this time I'm going to be a little cautious with my.
Like if you have 24/7, this when no.
However, I think of MBK as being these violent people who will literally do anything to win a professional wrestling match. They broke and showed that was not a great sight to see. I don't want to see that happen to me, nor do I want to see it happen to DOC. So horrible. It's horrible. It's not great. Let's laugh at me. Yeah, let's laugh at me. Let's laugh at the person who just got his head kicked in. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that actually proper looked like he was taking some real hits, as if to say this fucking bitch is back. Not for long.
I didn't actually. I couldn't see what was happening. I just heard the weirdest sound effects ever, and it was like, what the fuck?
It wasn't even sound effects. It was me selling.
Well, yeah, whatever. It sounded really strange.
Yeah, that was just like your man just kicking him in the stomach.
Jeez.
All I wanted to do then was I saw him coming to me. I should at least be able to fight back for even a second. Just
no, you didn't. You took it like a bitch.
No. This is the worst thing. I came up with the idea, just let me fight back, just even for a second, and then he can just like hit me off a guard with something because there was a couple of fences around the place. It was like that. I get hit in the head by a fucking fence, like it's gonna hurt. I'm probably gonna be walked and he's gonna take advantage of me. Oh no, we can't do that at all because I'm gonna look like Hulk Hogan. Okay. This is just, we haven't even gone into half the shit that we missed in the last 3 weeks. Like, not even like a bit of it.
Why have I only got an notification now?
I don't know. Do you want to cover the fact that Raw and SmackDown basically did a copy and paste with the women's division?
I don't give a shit. People just looked at it. Get over.
I like it because it's interesting and it gives depth as well. Like I'm very harsh on the women's divisions, as you know, but I'm quite enjoy what they're doing.
You're very harsh on the women's division because you only just look at the fact they've been on Raw for the last couple of years and forget the fact they were putting on 5-star fucking matches in NXT for about 2 or 3 years beforehand. So like, oh, they can't wrestle. They can't fucking wrestle. Shut up. What do you think?
I'm not even thinking about that with a response.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's watching wrestling. He's turned into me the last time we did this. Preoccupied. Bloody.
I'm watching AAW because apparently they're really good. So.
They are really good.
Right. WWE are considering doing a women's elimination chamber match.
Go, dude. Yeah.
Okay, see, that annoys me slightly.
What, a women's?
The other way. It's literally they're doing everything in the women's division for the sake of doing it in the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really annoying because it's like, oh no, that the women, they aren't a novelty anymore. Yeah, you're just making them out to be a novelty. Like, I'm all for the whole, like, yeah, just rest, like men, women, wrestlers are wrestlers, they're all superstars, all that jazz. But I don't think it's necessary to be like, oh, we need to put them now all in every single.
Well, they've kind of built. The women's revolution started what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2014, 15.
I want to say 2015.
So we say it was 2 years ago. They haven't blown their load at every fucking like novelty pay-per-view and just gone TLC match, fucking Money in the Bank match. They've built it up, like not in the sense that like they've spaced them out like over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's grand. But
this is the last one, though, isn't it? This is the last.
What TLC match were they in?
They had a TLC match?
Oh, they didn't. I think they had a ladder match or a tables match or a chairs match. They never TLC match.
Which included the ladder, technically. Also,
the Money in the Bank match that people still bang on about because James Ellsworth fucking won the thing.
Which was amazing, by the way. They had a legitimate heel. But, you know.
God, it was fantastic. Still my favorite. That,
Too
it
much.
might be that. There's a number of things that were my favorite moments over the year, but that might rank as the top one. Just for the reaction that forum had. It's either going to be that, Matt Hardy and Jeff coming back, Jinder winning the belt, or Enzo winning the Cruiserweight belt. Because that was just godlike, the reaction that got. Oh my God, he's not going to do it. He can't wrestle. He doesn't need a fucking wrestle, dude.
Yeah, it's like, look at Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, two of the biggest names in the business. Like, come on.
Wait, hold on a second. You finish that sentence with Hulk Hogan can't wrestle. I will come back up to Dublin tomorrow morning and I will smack you.
We're all going on about how, like, Enzo can't wrestle. It's like, he can sell and he can go in the ring. Like, he's not going to put on a 5-star match, but he doesn't need to.
Yeah, but Hulk Hogan.
Like,
the thing is, Hulk Hogan could if he wanted to. He just
didn't have to. But that's the thing. You don't need to be able to wrestle to be a star in the WWE. Like,
I don't pick up Andre the Giant as well. Fuck off. He could work when he was younger and he could actually put on a good match. It's just, you know, by the time he was done, he was
basically him, Hulk Hogan and Andre lumbering around, building up to a body slam. That's it.
Alex, I don't think you understand how big of a deal that was, though. Like, you're looking at this through the eyes of a 12-year-old in 2017.
I'm just saying, you don't need to be able to put on a 4-star match for something to matter, which is why Enzo can win the belts. And
fair enough. No. I get his argument. Wrestling doesn't have to be fast-paced and high spots. It can be very slow and fucking lumbering, and you can still have one big moment that, at the end of the day, could be the biggest thing in ever in wrestling.
Yeah,
they blew up the Silver Dome today,
and it didn't go down properly.
No. Was it?
You don't beat Hulk Hogan even when he's not there. He'll kick out at 2.
The Money in the Bank pay-per-view next year is now a dual brand pay-per-view, which was possibly
matches, or we're getting 2 dual branded.
Do you know what's perfect about this? They can go back to where the Money in the Bank was at the start. You can keep them on the show that they're on, but every single time they cross over, you can tease whoever has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Go, my cashing on you, my cashing is great. That's what Punk used to do. Remember when he had it the first time? He used to walk into the back of a random interview and he used to go, "Oh, would you look at that?"
That's the thing is, though, it's a sense here because you have if you have 3 from Raw, 3 from SmackDown, the contract never actually does specify.
No.
You can cash in on.
People are speculating they're going to do with Carmella, but I don't know.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing about those. That's what kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. But everyone else has also been saying does that mean that there's going to be 4 ladder matches? And I'm like, no, that'd be stupid.
No.
Mm-hmm.
There's still going to be possibly the 2 ladder matches, one for the women's division, one for the male division.
There was speculation.
But you know what?
Tag division one as well.
Have 6 lads, 6 women, and whoever gets the ladder first, they're the winners. And that's it. It can be either man or woman who gets a contract.
I was thinking, start going for an intergender fucking thing. Oh, she is. Oh, okay. And I'd love that because I like seeing women getting beat up. So.
Yeah, exactly.
It suits everyone. I just want us to be able to prove that women aren't stupid.
I have actually an idea for when I come back up to Dublin for another one of those belts for the forum. That I did not rip completely off Andy Kaufman at all.
I think Nathan already had that idea as well.
Ah, God damn it! I was like, I can't obviously win a belt up there, but I could come up with a belt and I could lose it there.
Well, they do need a new mid-card title, but they'd want it a bit more quicker than WrestleMania.
Yeah, because we are going to be finishing up it soon.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
I think the Rumble is the end of it. But you can take part in our new series.
What's your new series? Is it the same thing?
I'll text
series 2?
No, I'll text you.
Alright, cool.
Can't lift the lid on the plans, you know?
Ooh, interesting. I where Tommy's going to 205 Live. The world.
That'd be cool, kind of.
Can we talk about that actually for a minute? We go back a few weeks actually, just before we get this. Okay, when the British lads, the first time they were on 205 Live, Enzo and Tyler Bates squaring up together, and then like a couple of hours later, Tyler Bates' Instagram is him and Liv. I'm just like, yes.
That is the best.
I was like, it's just too much. Although I'm happy to see that he was able to slide out of the DMs and into her. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Someone just gave a review for the Disaster Artist. It's received high marks. That's it. That's the best pun of the lot.
To the original movie, this is going to get high marks. It's not hard to do.
Okay, the original movie is a classic.
For all the wrong reasons.
For all the right reasons now.
You see, actually, someone was like debating on whether or not it was meant to be. I was watching a YouTube video. It's like he's like, either the movie was supposed to be a drama, a serious drama that missed.
1 second. Look who's behind him.
So,
Jeff's broken too. Ah!
Yeah.
so beautiful.
On a weird side, is there any wrestler Sami Callihan hasn't kissed this year? He has a weird obsession with doing it halfway through his matches.
No, and I
Not that I'm complaining.
I think one of the funniest ones though is him and Mark Haskins. I think at OTT.
Did you see he did it to Tanahashi? He did it to the John Cena of Japan. Like Sami Callihan now wrestles in New Japan, just kissing Japanese dudes. It's very funny. Quite enjoyable.
Okay, so back to what we were actually talking about. I like seeing what it's like. This must be what it's like for the lads. Like when I'm distracted by something else, and then I just in and out of the conversation with what it is.
Imagine if Progress had finished downloading and I was actually watching Progress right now. It would be very different. But yeah.
Progress.
No, because I mostly download their shows and watch it. Then I can rewatch it and stuff.
Oh my god, dude! Subscribe. I've watched I think I've watched back every single fucking show that they have on it, and I was really pissed off because Chapter 13 isn't on their subscription service, but they have it free on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I use the YouTube downloader thing for that.
And then behind why they have it free on YouTube, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a solid enough reason, whatever. But yeah, no, it is actually class. I'd kind of go back and just watch them all. Plus the amount of other content that you have on the on demand with.
Yeah, thing is though, usually when I watch wrestling, I'm in an area where there's shit Wi-Fi, so I have to. It's preferable to have it downloaded and ready to go.
It's less than a $10 a month though. Like
yeah, but I just
you can get
the show and then
get better.
I pay like a $10
You
to buy the show.
can get a better subscription service for it. I'd highly recommend getting it.
Yeah. To be fair, they get my money anyway, regardless. So
true.
Since when the fuck is Cody Rhodes had whiskey?
Cody Rhodes also has a wine.
Because Cody Rhodes is the king of branding himself. So like,
they also do
tastes like. Oh, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try and get that when I'm over there. I like his T-shirt though. Spend now, make money later. It's just him in a fucking fur jacket. It's amazing.
Which one? Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. There was news came out that apparently, right, they've sold in total over 450,000 or something like that T-shirts or a hot topic, right?
Yeah.
To which most people that didn't come their pants collectively at the fact that they made something like nearly $10 million or something like that off it. Like in total, if you don't take anything away from it, that's how much the T-shirts have made.
Yeah.
There is no fucking official release figures for that yet. At all. Like, at all. This came off some one Twitter thing and it just ran. It's fucking... There's no actual official figures yet for the T-shirts or how much they've sold or how much they've given, how much money they've made.
the guys themselves would have an idea of how much they're selling
But
based on royalty.
it wasn't them who brought it out. That's
But
what
they
I'm
did
saying.
kind of confirm it, though. I remember Cody got into a spat with some guy going, I mean, I don't know exactly, but from the money I've made, just ask this person. They have the information. To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me, though, if they did sell that many shirts, because you've the Japanese market, you've all the US indie shows they do.
It's a hot topic thing, though. I think they're just basing this just off Hot Topic. Hot Topic ain't over.
Well, if they're making up just Hot Topic, then they've probably sold a shit ton of shirts, because, like, it's the most popular wrestling merch there is at the moment.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go around over there and I'm gonna see people with fucking Mary Skrull tops and Bullet Club tops.
What's wrong with Mary Skrull tops?
Mary Skrull actually does some really cool merch, to be fair.
I'm just saying, just after Bullet Club stuff, and it's gonna turn into like people wearing Nirvana tops and Ramones tops
And NWO tops.
and you're just gonna be like, why are you wearing that? Well, because it looks nice. Do you know where they are?
It's like as if I went and bought a Stone Cold shirt. I wasn't there during Stone Cold's peak, but it looks cool.
But
you know?
but that's fine. That's fine because at least you know who he is, and at least you might be a fan of him. But this is going to be fucking. I'm just going to take an American name, Lindsay from fucking
Cincinnati.
Shit Creek, USA, wearing a fucking Village Club top, and you're asking her where the fuck it's from, and she has absolutely no idea. She just saw it in Hot Topic because she thought it looked nice.
Yeah, but like, I would probably end up doing the same. I don't need to be a fan of somebody to buy their merch if it's good enough.
I think the point I'm trying to make is it's going to create a lot of people that are wearing a top and they have absolutely no idea. They say they like them. Like, it's just going to make a lot of, like,
it doesn't matter.
Blatant fake fans.
Get the brand out there, number one. And number two, it lines the pockets of the guys who sell them. And they don't really give a shit who buys their shirts.
How much money do you think actually they get off the stuff from Hot Topic after Hot Topic gets their cut?
I say by the time everything gets cut off, if they sell the tops, if they sell the t-shirts for about $20, we'll say, right? After the manufacturing costs and stuff the Hot Topic takes, I said they probably take about $750 from each top. Maybe half.
And in saying that though as well, because the amount, because just because the Young Bucks and all that, they retweet most of the stuff that fans do actually write about them.
Yeah.
The Hot Topic has sold out of all their stuff. It is an indication that only wrestling fans are actually buying it.
But
because there's no way there's that many fucking wrestling fans.
But I have heard there's a podcast I listened to, and one of the guys went to a show in the US, or the store opening of the Hot Topic, and he was like, everybody was buying Hangman Page shirts because that was the only Bullet Club shirt they didn't have. They have these cult-like fans who buy all their shirts regardless.
I have to admit, actually, Hangman Page doesn't have an awful lot of merch.
But like, that's just not that good. But people will buy his shirts anyway because he's linked to the Bullet Club.
I like the one that has like the names.
Oh yeah, I think it's cool. I like the GOD. Yeah, GOD merch as well is kind of good.
Hmm.
Actually, we're on the topic of the Bullet Club. Can we just hand it to the Young? I don't like the Young Bucks. I'm not the biggest fans. But for fucks to him and Cody Rhodes deciding to get a 10,000 seater arena to say fuck you to Dave Meltzer, that is just fucking fantastic. They would sell out a 10,000 seater arena and then just Cody Rhodes going, wouldn't I? What's this bitch?
To be honest, that's always been their aim, is basically just like, if we're going to do a Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor don't seem to want to run the 10,000 seats, so they're just going to go, yeah, we'll do it. We're the Bullet Club, we can kind of do whatever we want.
Thing is, though, I don't know where they're going to run it. People keep saying Chicago, but I don't think unless they get someone incredibly, they have to put it this way: the only way they're selling over a 10,000 seater arena in Chicago is if CM Punk comes back.
No, Kenny Omega drew 7,000 in Chicago for Ring of Honor, and that was 7,000 easily. They get Kenny Omega anywhere in the US, and he'll sell 10,000 tickets.
Well, if that's the case, so then Dave Meltzer wouldn't have made the point that they wouldn't set up 10,000 seats a Ring of Honor show. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to say that if he knows Kenny Omega is going to be on it.
I think just an amazingly perfectly marketing idea that they're all in on together, considering.
I may not completely agree with him sometimes, but he looks like he might have a raging boner for anything that has labeled New Japan in it, but he tends to be a little bit, neutral when it comes to making statements like that. A little bit.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to Bruce Pritchard, which apparently he doesn't like at all, because Bruce Pritchard literally has a top saying "fuck Dave Meltzer," so I have to get that when I get paid.
I'll never understand some people's obsession with Dave Meltzer. It's like the guy talks about wrestling just like we do. Calm yourself, like.
Yeah, I don't really care for him at all. Just in a sense, I'm just like, he's just like a critic.
Like, I pay attention to his star ratings as kind of a, I should probably watch that match, or I should probably look out for this person. But I don't take him as gospel.
Some people do,
No,
though.
because this actually living your entire life on someone else's opinion on what type of wrestling you should be watching, then you need to have a sit down with yourself. I'm sorry.
Exactly. When it comes to New Japan, it's very even. Other than that, I will watch anything that I know the wrestlers, that I know they look good, that I've seen before. But I do like to base kind of some of what I watch off of his ratings and kind of go, I should probably watch that. Like,
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, I got 4.5 stars. I'll take a gander.
If he says the match is shit and I think it was good, then it's good. I don't really care.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you just you in a sense. I mean the people that are actually proper. Like, no.
I seem to be presented as a Meltzer defender, and I'm kind of just going, nah, that's not me.
I have learned though from listening to like clips of his podcast.
What?
His favorite quote is, well, I don't know. Well, Dave, how was your weekend? Well, I don't know. This is a favorite quote. I'm not laughing. Brian Alvarez. I hate Brian Alvarez. Oh my god.
He kind of just goes, yeah, I read this report about the show. It was meant to be good.
You read this report on the fucking website you work for, dickhead.
Yeah. He's fairly ridiculous.
Fucking critics. I hate people.
You know what? OTT got Phoenix for the next show. Why the fuck did they not get Pentagon instead? Like, I like Phoenix, but like, it's Pentagon. Like, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, it kind of depends on if they're available, if they can afford it, if they actually want to come to OTT.
Well, that's true. But if you can get Phoenix, you can probably get Pentagon. They're brothers.
It could also be a sense of, here, you go see what it's fucking like. If it's worth it, yeah, maybe we'll work something.
In the US on the 9th, so that could also be affecting it. I know there's another company running a proper show, but I can't remember who it is.
So why did you option? That's the thing is, you kind of know yourself why people would come and why people wouldn't. You know, if there's other shows.
Kind of thing. I want to see Pentagon live because he's just really damn cool. You know.
Back there to the
Lucha Bros against the Kings of the North or something. That'd blow my fucking mind.
Did you see the new Kings of the North shirt? Did you see the new Kings of the North shirt?
Well, I'm considering buying it mainly because Damien Corbin told me to.
I'm totally buying it because Damien Corbin told me, because that man scares the shit out of me. He might be really, really nice, but he scares the shit out of me. So I know that on Saturday I'll have that €20 and I'll be like, Damien, I need the shirt now.
I gotta wonder when I get my charger. But 2 seconds, because this is on the verge.
Okay. But yeah, Corvin is definitely a big scary man, and I will be buying his shirt.
He's also so lovely as well. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, like, he didn't want to kill poor Captain Sexy after he gave him a present. Like, that's really nice.
Did you see at the intermission when they were all chatting over, me and Ali were messing with my t-shirt, the Kings of the North t-shirt, and he came over like straight away. He was like, it's like he just looked at me and he gave me a look as if to say, "Put that fucking shirt on." Way before he came out, I was like, "Jesus, it won't go over my head." He's like, wearing an Aussie Open shirt, Kings of the North. There was actually someone straight away who was kind of like, "Can I not get this shirt that she has?" And he straight away he was like, "That's no longer in print. You should have got that when you had a chance." And he's no fucks. Like it's one of those things. Like he's no fucks. So when it comes to, he's like, no, that's out of print. We're not bringing it back out again.
Yeah.
And what a really great single one. And it was Natural Born Killer. And it was like, I think it's like Natural Born Killer, Damon Corbin. And it had like a crow or a raven.
Oh.
And John Kelly got it, and I'm rage I never got that because he doesn't do that one anymore either.
Why his trunk say BK? Now it makes sense. I always wondered, I was like, is it like North Belfast Kid? Is it like a play off of HBK? What does he mean?
Yeah, it's Natural Born. This is like the Bebo epiphany that I had earlier on. But like, that's what that stood for.
It's like, I didn't even have a Bebo. What the fuck?
What? What did you say?
I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a Bebo.
Okay. I thought you said what's
He's
Bebo?
too young. He's making me feel old.
Huh?
You're making me feel old.
I'm sorry.
Aaron, I only found out today, a couple of hours ago, what Bebo stood for.
What does Bebo stand for?
Blog early, blog often.
Oh yeah. Blog early, blog often. Yeah.
I only found that out today. I always just thought it was no. It's just Bebo. It doesn't mean anything. I had no idea it had an actual meaning. My mind went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Alex is after what MEK stands for.
I read something there about Matt and Jeff about apparently the reason why they got their ship back. The reason why was because the story behind it is that the Hardys were able to show financial and contractual discretions which left Anthem in a bad way. And this may be the public saving face for the company of just saying that they're being the good guys and letting their talent keep their gimmicks because of the feeling that they would end up, Jesus Christ, that's worded so bad, end up in a bad way because of the precedent that this was set in the Hardys case.
They were afraid of pissing away goodwill.
And also the fact that I think if the Hardys were going to sue them for it, there was probably a couple of other people as well that were going, I could do it.
Yeah. Like just actually realistically think that it's the amount of people that actually that did go in with their own gimmicks. Only then to have them like, no, they're ours now.
That's kind of what the WWE does. So, but I don't know.
The difference with WWE is though, if you're an independent wrestler at the time, okay, not anymore, but at the time, that's why they gave you a completely new gimmick. It was something that they owned.
That's why when you look back on it, CM Punk getting to keep his name and his gimmick when he joined the WWE at that time was fucking that was weird. Like
that's the thing is like look at it realistically, the only people that went in with their own names were Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, and Randy Orton. In general, like that was like one of the things that's like, no, you own that obviously sort of thing, so they weren't going to change it. But an independent wrestler that was going in at the time, like maybe let's say the last like 6 or 7 years, brand new gimmick. This is something that we're coming up with because this is something that we're going to own. This is intellectual property that we own because we're giving it to you, we're building it.
Unless there were.
Whereas nowadays it's more kind of like, you know, they've built a gimmick. We're buying you, we're bringing you in because of your name. Any merch that we make in your likeness will belong to us. However, anything that
although they do
have
for some reason,
it's going to be still theirs. But if they leave the company, they still have their own name. They just can't sell anything that WWE had merchandise, but they can still make their own one afterwards.
Yeah. But they go through phases. Like they let Shinsuke keep his name. That's why. And they changed Finn's. And then they changed Kenta's. But Samoa Joe kept his. And then
Samoa Joe. The thing is,
they go
Samoa Joe
letting people keep their name and phases of giving them new names for some reason.
But here's the thing: is if they were going to be billing Samoa Joe as anything, they couldn't do anything else with him as a gimmick.
That's true, but
when Finn Balor came into it, they weren't using his Fergal, they weren't using his Prince Devitt gimmick, they weren't using his Bullet Club. No, we're going to bring you in fresh for something new altogether.
Yeah. That's true. But
they did also let him bring his own thing into it as well, which was the whole demon. Like that was him. That wasn't WWE. That's his thing. He can use that wherever he wants to go.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's done the face paint a lot everywhere before. Like even in the Progress shows, he did an awful lot of the whole dress up. Like he's always done the face paint was always his own thing. So it's not in the sense of okay, you're going to change everything. You have your own thing that you're going to be able to do. We just need to figure out when we can do it here because it's not going to be something you're going to do all the time.
Speaking of the demon gimmick, apparently they're so high on that. That's why they don't want to face Brock Lesnar, because they don't want to beat the demon yet. Which kind of makes sense.
They also still want We're still on the Roman over train as well.
Oh, gotcha.
Which actually, this is actually a point I want to ask this before, because do you remember a while ago it was brought up that no one had kicked out of like the F5 because they wanted that to wait for WrestleMania 34. Correct me if I'm wrong. Triple threat match in 2015 at the Royal Rumble. There was numerous F5s. There was numerous kicks out from that match.
See, Amy, right?
They were spamming it, and then they kind of went, "Oh shit, we need to get Roman over. Stop spamming it and have Roman kick out."
Yeah, because the WWE thinks their fans have no mental stability past the last 6 weeks.
You know what? That's grand, because I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't actually imagining that in a sense of just being like, I'm pretty sure everyone's kicked out of it. ABL has kicked out of it, for Christ's sake. So a lot of people have already kicked out of your F5.
Oh, yeah.
But WWE just doesn't tell that story. Hence why I like New Japan, where they actually tell stories like that with nobody having ever kicked out of the one-winged angel. So when somebody does kick out of it, it will actually mean something and make sense.
That's what I miss about actual finishers. What's the point of calling something a finisher?
But then again, correct me if I'm wrong here. Didn't Okada repeatedly hit his finisher on Omega? And the thing
with the Rainmaker, though, is he only spams it in big matches. In most matches, it takes one to put them away. And even then, it's usually like, oh, he didn't get the full wind up on it. But it's not one of the more protected finishers, I will admit. It's not one of the more protected finishers.
It should be really for your champion, though.
Huh?
But it should be for your champion, but that's just me.
It is, but they've kind of worked it in that he has to kind of keep hold of the wrist. That's how he finally beat Tanahashi. So it's kind of like that's how he does it now. He has to, I don't know, hit you with something. I don't know. Just let me have my moment with the one-winged angel, please.
No. We're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, the Singh brothers are doing one of two things. NXT or they're gone. Which would be a loss, to be honest, because they've been fucking amazing with Jinder Mahal.
They'd be a loss, but like in ring, like I've only ever seen them bumping. Like, would they be able to do that well in an actual match?
Yes, they probably would. They got signed with the cruiser. They got signed for the Cruiserweight Classic. They were probably handy in the fucking ring. Don't say at that point they knew what they were going to do with Jinder Mahal, so they were definitely good in ring workers. Not the best, but they could have at least been sent to fucking NXT. What is wrong, Amy? Why are you holding your hand in your mouth? Who died?
No, did I post that link to the forum?
No, you didn't. I just assumed that you forgot about it, so thanks for that one.
I'm listening. I could have sworn I posted it. Did I seriously not post it?
Nope. Oh, you bitch. I have to send you a new one anyway. Fuck. That's the reason you couldn't post it.
That's what I said. I was like, send me the new link, and you never did. So I just assumed.
Oh, okay.
You were like, oh no, it's the same link. It's grand.
Yeah, no, but I thought you meant the new link to like into a new chat.
No.
I was at a It's Always Sunny quiz Monday.
Yeah.
And basically the person who was doing it was you had to be really specific with like the stupid questions.
Yeah.
But then with other ones where it would have been better if you were specific, he didn't really care. So at one point it was, what's Charlie's favorite dinner? And everyone knows it's milk steak. But I was just being a sarcastic prick and went, can we be specific, please? with this one because everyone knows the fucking answer. But if you get to be specific with it, you know, whatever. He went, fuck off, Tiny Danny DeVito. As quick as I said it came back with it, and I just went, shit. Nothing back for it. Like, I had no reply.
There is none. There's nothing you can say at that point.
So I don't need a new link then.
No, you need a YouTube link. I'll give you the new YouTube link then once my laptop stops being a fucking dickhead. We've been off this podcast for 3 weeks. We have veered off course and talked about Donald Trump more than we did with just one topic.
Amy?
Yeah?
What was the last progress chapter? Was it 58 or 59?
Say that again?
The last progress chapter that went up. Is it 58 or 59?
58.
This is weird.
I think it's 58.
Luke Harper got sent home from what left the international tour early, right? So it meant that Eric Rowan was still there. He was going to still wrestle. So I'm going to let you gander, I guess. Who would pair with Eric Rowan as a fill-in? Who do you think would be the right choice to put with Eric Rowan?
Rusev.
No, you're wrong. That would already be the smart thing to do. Alex?
Jesus, I don't know.
Yeah, it was chapter 58.
One of the Ascension.
What happens if I said to you that they picked Mojo fucking Rawley?
Oh.
No.
Is it like Mojo Rawley?
No, it was Ty Dillinger versus Mojo Rawley, who's now wearing black gear because he's a heel, against Ty Dillinger and Zack Ryder.
Nice. It just sounds weird, but like I like it at the same time. It's like that first time you watch some weird porn, you're like, this is weird as shit, but man, I can't take my eyes off it.
So now you just made it weird. Oh, we got one viewer! Yay!
It's probably Nathan, to be fair. It's always Nathan.
That probably is. Yeah, it's always Nathan. Oh my god, this podcast, this fucking laptop. Jesus Christ. I hate it so much.
So, Amy, what did you think of Contenders 4?
Excuse me. Can I ask, because this is the only person I really cared about in that show, because I haven't been paying attention properly, how did Raven Creed get on?
Fucking brilliant. That match was amazing.
Well.
Cool.
It really was. And can I just seriously say that kid was too adorable. There was a kid screaming. There was a kid that was proper screaming for Debbie the entire match. Not once did he let up about giving up on her. He every time like she was like starting to struggle or she was like looking like she wasn't gonna make it. Debbie! 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 We were all like Debbie. She did really well though.
It really helped. Every time she was in like a pin, we were all like, no, come on, kick out. Do it for the kid.
Debbie, you can't do this to him.
Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant. It really helped like take the match to the next level, which it would have reached already because those two are really damn good against each other.
Who, Debbie Keitel and Raven Creed?
Like I could see that match every month, and I don't think
I have to send you this link manually because the laptop is so slow. I have to type out every fucking thing manually. A5 RK QEZS.
Outside of that, the tag match, the first one, the Kings of the North match, I thought that was fantastic. That was really funny though. They've never busted gut more than that match.
You know, I think that just kind of goes to show that the lads aren't just heels in a sense. Like they are proper, well able to do a comedy match. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? It's not letting me post it.
That's not good.
go on to so one of you go on to Facebook and just see if that posted into the forum.
I think one second, I don't know.
Did it go into the forum?
Nope.
Give me fucking strength.
I
have to admit though, I am looking forward to seeing the lads against British Strong Style.
The legit 100. Yeah, that's going to be really good.
Apparently Candice Michelle retired from wrestling, which has led me to go, Candice Michelle was still wrestling?
Oh yeah, I saw that as well. And I was like, what? First of all, I kind of went, who the fuck? And then I also went, wait, she still wrestles?
On, eyes on. That's all I remember from her thing. Oh, then they gave it to Justin Gabriel and fucking FCW.
Jesus, instant death.
Oh, it's a great team though, but Jesus Christ. I know why I remember it as well. On Scott. One second, I know. Shit.
Oh, the phone? Progress kicks off with the title match. I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's Matt Riddle.
Ronda Rousey's brought out a video. Sorry for cutting you off. Ronda Rousey's brought out a video to promote her website.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, there's about 20 clips of her training to wrestle, specifically with Natalia.
Oh, God.
I keep cutting it out now, but one of them is with Natalia. So
just one of them. That's okay.
I have a feeling. Wait, why would that be okay?
Huh?
What the fuck are you on about?
What's wrong with that? I don't know. I think Natalia can sometimes look really awkward in the ring, and you're like, how long have you been wrestling? Oh, that long. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
But anyway, yeah, so her website's coming soon. I have a feeling that when her website goes live, there'll be an announcement of her signing with the WWE.
Has there already been kind of an announcement?
It has never been officially announced. It's just been known that she's been training, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was the announcement with the.
Because WWE like to kind of do that where they're like, oh yeah, we're totally not linked with them. They just stop taking dates for everything else for no reason. And then it's like 5 months later, oh yeah, we signed them. Yay.
God damn it. I know, Jesus Christ, this podcast is a fucking disaster. I thought there was a mark on my glasses, like a piece of dirt that wouldn't fuck off. No, I just chipped my lens.
Oh no.
I need to get contacts.
Oh shit.
I've had glasses for 20 years. I need to get contacts. This is all but confirmed that now I'm sick of this shit because it's right in my line of view as well. It's very fucking annoying, especially because there's a lot of like dots all over my screen. So it's like it's blatantly there right in front of my fucking eyes. Like it's going, oh my god, you dickhead.
Sounds fun.
You know what now? There's no more news to get. There's not been a lot happening in the last 2 weeks, to be fair. Nothing kind of fucking
really
big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to Candice Michelle's team because it won't go in my head. So
don't put that fucking thing on. Do it. Don't do it.
Well, I'm not doing anything.
I'm talking
on
Facebook.
Or should we start talking about being the elite now? We'll need to.
Oh, that worked for her. But my God, giving that theme song to Justin Gabriel, I'd love to know who was the person who did that.
Okay, I posted it that time.
Yay.
Let's have a look. Yay.
Anyway, yes, being the elite. I've lost you, haven't I? It's over. We're at the point where we just end it.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, take it away, Amy.
Sorry, hold on a minute. You're the one that wants to talk.
Yeah, because we have to.
Oh, somebody last night, right? This is fucking brilliant. Went onto Twitch and apparently had a UFC 2 playthrough. What he actually did was grab the pad, put his face down in the corner of the screen, and live streamed the fucking pay-per-view. And was going.
That's actually
fucking brilliant.
That's pretty fucking genius.
Twitch is great for getting like illegal streams of pay-per-views.
Oh, we got 3 viewers. Holy shit.
What's wrong with you? Why you gotta do this like that?
Because it's my thing now. Ah, it's got out to 2. God damn it. Oh, shit. It happens every time. Oh.
That's why we always are like, what are you doing? Why are you scaring them away? Come back. No, I am just going to say next weekend is going to be a long fucking weekend.
It's going to be really fun,
yeah, it's going to be great crack. But we've been the elite, plus we have Aftershock.
Yeah.
Chances are Jordan's going to go fucking missing again. Have to try and find him for the... Are you coming on the bus this time?
Yeah. As far as I can.
This is actually really funny because literally when we get on the bus, I go into like mammy mode.
Okay. We have a comment. No. We have a comment under our YouTube videos, under the actual stream. With 2 of them. So it's not Nathan. Doesn't tell us who it actually is. And he goes, "Stop talking about porn and glasses, more wrestling." Okay. If this is your first time to watch this, we tend to veer off topic a lot. A crazy amount. Usually it ends up happening. Usually Alex is the one to keep us on track. But this has not gone this way this time. So I'm just going to just look for more news to get through. And
I actually do think we should go back to something that Alex did mention earlier on, and it was the copy and paste issue that Raw and SmackDown have. Because I'm curious to see as to what was the point of bringing the 6 of them to it.
Because they needed new matches.
But
if you think about it, right?
I can understand. I understand that they need new matches, but they already have women that they don't even use on Raw and SmackDown. They use the same 3 players every single time. So would it not make a bit more sense to actually have storylines for them before you decide to bring up people from NXT, just to throw them into, okay, we're just going to have you feuding with them for the time being because we don't have anything else, but we need to get you back on TV and we don't want to bring Paige back by herself because it's not going to make an awful lot of sense. And then on SmackDown, okay, we're just going to copy and paste what we've done on Raw. Have a blonde, a black-haired girl and a brown-haired girl. One of them is, and like if you look at Ruby and you look at Paige, both of them are very, very similar. The only difference is there's more tattoos on Ruby, and you're kind of like, what are you doing? Like I don't see the sense in doing it. Like I understand that you want to have a division and you want to have more faces and you want to do different matches and stuff like that, but no. You're going about it the wrong fucking way. Actually use the women that you have first before you bring up people from NXT who are doing something. Not do something on the main roster after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were like bitching and moaning about being like, oh, why are they bringing those up? Why not bring up Royce and Kay? And they're kind of like, well, they're actually doing something. They're in the middle of a really, really good story. At NXT, they're actually doing something with NXT. Their characters are very well developed at the moment, and if you were to bring them out of that on NXT, then you don't have anything really going on in the women's division down there. What they have got going, but I also it just kind of irks me a little bit, just because I'm like, I don't really see the point in this, because the last time you brought up 3 women, at the same time from NXT onto one of the shows. You claimed you're doing a revolution and you fucked that up a couple of weeks into it and only to get back into it. So I don't really have faith in them when it comes to this at all.
To be fair, they've at least made it kind of interesting and told somewhat of a story, even if it's the same one, they've still told it.
But you shouldn't be looking for the same thing to be sold on the same show on two different shows. You'd want something else. I don't want to watch Raw on a Monday and then go and see the women's division is doing the exact same thing on a Tuesday, because it's just kind of like, what's the point of this?
Like,
why
most
are you on both shows?
Similar, to be fair, anyway. Like, it's just now it's more noticeable because they've literally just they've made it very, very obvious this time, whereas usually they're kind of different.
But at least at the time, at least when you had like, okay, well, look at it this way, okay, Charlotte and Natty have been going on since NXT anyway. Like, since Charlotte came into NXT, the two of them have been doing this rivalry, right? And I've made my peace with that that's always going to be a thing, and it's just because of who their dad and their uncle is. That's the only reason why that's going to go on for as long as it is, and that's fine.
Well,
okay, I've made my
amazing match for the women's title that time, which I thought was just a bit of a grapple fest, but everybody else.
Alex didn't like the fact that there was a wrestling belt.
No, it's because they rolled around and did submissions for 20 minutes, which, if I wanted to see that, I'd watch the NCAA.
Do you know when he was over, he didn't say a bad thing to me when I met him face to face. The moment I left, he started talking shit like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he wouldn't say it to your face because he knows you probably would beat the shit out of him. But it is a frustrating thing though to say is why. I mean, it's just kind of getting frustrating now with everything that WWE does though. They're doing the same thing on both shows. Like, have different people. Stop using the same people. Stop using the same storyline over and over again just because you think enough time has passed to get away with it again.
Exactly. At least now Amy is seeing some of my problems with the WWE for a while as well.
I've seen this long. Like, this has been happening since early 2000s. Like, it's been going on. Yeah. It is just a repetitiveness, but I think it's just because I'm so far taken out of WWE now at this point. I've stopped caring about what they're doing. I'll go back to it when I know that there's a match on that I want to watch. Like, it is kind of why I actually started to watch the 205 is because I knew the British lads were going to be on it, so I'm going to watch that now. The main reason why I'm kind of getting back into NXT, not because all my favorites from NXT all got the call up. It's now because one of my favorite wrestlers is actually going to be in a title shot picture. That has me invested in watching it again. So I'm kind of like, okay, this is what I'm going to get into. I would rather watch 2.5 hours or 2 hours of NXT than watch a 3-hour Raw, even though it has Seth Rollins on it.
Mm-hmm. No, I've long been an NXT kind of person, even though SmackDown has Nakamura, it has AJ. I really like the SmackDown roster, but it's like NXT is just better. It's easier to consume. It's
so much easier viewing because I know it's only going to be maybe 3 matches in an hour show, but at least I'm going to get a payoff storyline on those matches. I know that they're actually going somewhere with them.
Yeah. And the takeover matches are always pretty damn good as well, so you're guaranteed a good
takeover is always going to be a good show to watch. And again, it's because they have enough time to invest in the storylines that they're telling. They actually invest enough time in them, which is kind of shocking in the sense to think you would imagine that a 2-hour or a 3-hour show would have a lot more time for that. But it's a simple thing. It's purely down to the fact that you're showing 2 shows on a cable television as opposed to on NXT has been shown on their online streaming service, and that's a major difference. If WWE were just to put Raw and SmackDown and NXT only on the network,
NXT's on the USA Network next week.
What?
Moving back to TV.
So we'll match TV for the week because I think next week is usually that time of the year where WWE take over the USA Network, so they really have a whole week of shows into a pay-per-view.
Just to go back, just to
go back. Yeah.
if you weren't more or less catering to a network of sponsorship deals, you would have more time to devote to your actual product as opposed to promoting everything else, right? So, and you've seen television adverts in the US, so you know what they're like. It's just going to be fast food things, and then you'll have maybe whatever the cable network is, like you'll have ABC or something like that, or wherever their shows are.
Oh, go on.
More time on the network television shows that they're showing on it, in a sense. If you were to move everything just to your own networking point, and if you were just to stream off the WWE network, you would actually have more time just to invest in your storylines rather than, oh shit, we still need to make money off this. Who gives a shit what we put on TV? People are still going to watch, but we still need to make money off everyone else. Like, that's just the way.
Well, I think what you're saying is right. You also have to consider the fact that Vince McMahon, he books his main eventers. He doesn't really book anybody else. He doesn't pay much attention to that, whereas Triple H does. From top to bottom, he makes sure people have something to do. But as well as that on TV, you have to give away so many more matches than you do on NXT. Like, NXT can protect. You don't see Adam Cole every week. So when you do see him, it's a lot more special. Whereas after 3 weeks of a call-up, you've seen a guy wrestle for 40-odd minutes and do 20-minute promos.
Bear that in mind, though, as well. But you're thinking of this, well, what's the roster ratio to NXT?
Salman, can you do it? What?
I'm going to mute him. Maybe you keep doing what you're doing.
Right? So what is the roster ratio, though, in a sense? Like, from NXT male and women to a SmackDown and Raw male and women. You've got so many more people that you could use in a SmackDown or Raw, right? So obviously a call-up person, they are going to be fresh for at least a month. And then eventually it will just be like, oh, well, we can't keep using the same person, even though they're the novelty of them. It's a flavor of the month type situation. Then they're going to go into obscenity. And that's how it is. That's what happened with the cruiserweights. You had an absolutely smashing cruiserweight cruiserweight fucking tournament on the network. That was smoking type of match that you could imagine. And then as soon as they actually moved them on to do a show, which is a taping after SmackDown, so you still have your SmackDown crowd, but you're not building it the way it should be built. If they kept that to the network, you would have had a solid on the network for those people, because they would have been tuning in to see the same matches over and over again. At the network, who didn't know who they were, they've no interest in it. It was also another thing what happened with the UK division as well, because we were saying the majority, they did a poll afterwards on the WWE website. What did you think of the division sort of thing? And I was like, it was brilliant, it was okay, it didn't want. The amount of American voters that would have gone into that didn't want to subscribe to the network, they don't know who these people are, so they don't give a shit. Yet the vast majority of the people that were like, oh my God, it was brilliant, it was British or European viewership. Who knows who those people are? Because they've seen them traveling around. If they were doing shows in the UK, if they're doing shows in Ireland, if they did their shows in Germany, like, you have the viewership from Europe, but that doesn't translate over well enough, I think, for people with WWE, which is why, even though we were promised a UK weekly show, we're not going to get that. American audiences don't really gravitate towards it. Now, I know that when they have the UK matches on either NXT or if they have them on the TakeOver, I know the crowds are going hot for them. I know their chanting is absolutely out of this world for them. Because those people now are properly kind of starting to see what they're like. But for the casual WWE fan, you're not going to get that.
Seen these guys wrestle in the UK, clearly. You know?
Say that again?
The kind of crowd you get at a TakeOver compared to an NXT taping would be a lot more of hardcore fans who are flying in for the pay-per-views as well, so they know who these guys are.
Exactly. That's That's the thing is it's not just an American audience.
No.
The only thing is that WWE will mainly, with everything else that they do, it is catered towards their American audience. Because it's majority of the time, they're the ones that are going to be in the seats. They're the ones that are going to be at all their live events, that are going to be at all their live shows. It's unless you're doing, which will only be maybe big 4 now at this point anyway. That's the only time that you're going to get a vast range of audience.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it is kind of very much in the sense of.
1 second there, Amy. 1 second there, Amy.
I know.
Stop fucking muting me, you dick.
Continue. Sorry, when you move your headphones, Amy goes and I fades and I can't hear her, so I have to mute you to hear her.
Go on anyway, Amy.
Well, yeah, so like that's the kind of way it is. If they get out of the mentality of that, like I'm still, when did the UK Championship happen? 2015?
16.
No. 16. January.
January 15.
16.
January 16. Yeah, I was 16.
So it's been nearly 2 years since we were promised. It's been nearly 2 years since we were promised a UK show. And we still don't have that. And we're never going to get that because their American audiences didn't gravitate towards it as much as they thought they would. So they're like,
there's no. So they've no competition in the UK anymore.
That's again, that's not really a thing. Even if they could have still done something on the network, but instead,
that was the reason. To be fair, that was the reason they did it, though.
Yeah, they saw World of Sport and went, "We don't want competition. Get the fuck."
Yeah, get the fuck.
Anybody with any charisma and talent.
No, that's grand. But don't promise something, and if you have no intention of actually delivering.
I think they probably did, but then
before they actually delivered it. So
what they've done is instead of giving them their own show instead of giving them their own show that was promised, something promised them even when they're signing up to do it. Like realistically speaking, we're going to give you contracts because this is what we're going to do, which is they would have went, that's fucking A, yeah, we'll do that. And now you've gone, okay, well actually what we're going to do is we're going to put you into 205 Live because that's where you fit. Because let's not lie, the majority of the English guys are quite small lads anyway. Because they even did say that even people was going into 205 Live. They confirmed that he was going to be a part of 205 Live. Right?
By the way,
and then you have
about the UK title. So it's relevant. The UK Championship probably started this year.
Yeah.
So it hasn't even been around for a year yet. They started
what?
Yeah. January 14, 2017. It was unveiled a year ago. December 15th.
But yeah. So
I wasn't sure where 2015. Like, she thinking the cruiserweights there, or what's going on?
Why you give the cruiserweights?
And then but so then they have, instead of doing this to the lads, they're now putting them onto 205 Live, which that's grand. They'll probably succeed well there. They probably will do well there to make. But then you had the two others, the two bigger lads. You're kind of like, well, they're not going. Like Joseph Connors isn't going to go. No, Joseph Connors is going on to 205 Live as well. But like then you have like Wolfgang and Trent. You're like, well, what are you going to do with them? They're just literally in NXT. That's where they are, and that's where they're probably going to stay for another while. But then you still have the 205 lads. Well, you're still going to be on NXT as well because there's nothing else really for you right now, except if you want to join the Zoe train like fucking Jordan Devlin and James Jake did. Like that's it.
Yeah, I'm not ignoring you. Jimmy Havoc is on the screen. So
inside. We got no more viewers left.
Jimmy Havoc is the best.
That was the end.
Right. So that was a very insightful. I feel like you've been spending the last couple of days just sort of building that up.
I'm not gonna lie. I've actually since I saw that episode of 205 Live and like my excitement died down, and then I was watching the progress with Grizzled Young Vets and versus Mustache Mountain. I was kind of like, the foot, and then that's only when it hit me, and I was like thinking, oh shit, I need to talk about this. See, I kept it like wrestling related.
Right, so
Yeah.
Dan doesn't look like he's going to be coming on. It's 9
Yeah, I
o'clock.
saw that.
So I'm just going to say this. For the love of God, OTT, get your fucking women's division in order. There is more than two. Christ, lads. It was one of us that was going to fucking say it. Dan was the one that wanted to fucking say it, but he's not here. Jesus Christ. You have more than fucking two. You just put two of them, at least two. I can't remember who was actually on that contender show. At least two on your fucking contender show. You knew that match wasn't going to go ahead. Why didn't you just say whoever wins this match gets to fucking have a chance at the OTT show?
Debbie Keitel was the only one for OTT that was on that show.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Now that you have
included in an OTT division, she wouldn't be, right? Kaylee Ray is not included in the OTT women's division.
That's what I'm trying to say. You have a fucking women's show coming up next year. You just announced it. This is the first show after you've announced it. So our women's show is coming next year. Here's the best young women's talent in Ireland. And I don't know, fucking don't even let Martina wrestle on it. Just have her at the side fucking investigate the whole fucking thing or some shit.
The women's show for OTT isn't just going to be Irish women. It's going to be all over.
I know that.
They don't seem to want to showcase women at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Fantastic, you're getting a whole...
From any segment, they've cut their time a lot whenever they've needed to. They're just clearly not interested in pushing the women's division, and it's disgraceful because it's 2017 and we want women's wrestling. And look at progress. They've built a division.
How quickly men seem to have turned from 2016 to not giving a shit about women to now being 2017. Now suddenly everyone is like, no, the women need more time.
Awesome, because there's actually great wrestling.
I don't know if it's because if you actually genuinely do
want to see it. I genuinely do want to fucking see it.
I'm not talking about used to. I'm actually meaning this in a general thing, because when I was on that, when I became admin in the wrestling forum, no one gave a shit about women's wrestling. And yet,
to be fair, right, I'm going to just back this up and say that
no one gave a shit because everything about it was jokes about the women's division.
No one cared about the women's division, especially when you became admin, was because even at that point, when was that? 2015?
Admin was last year.
What I will say though is WWE did it, so people are into it now.
Yes, all right, fine. It's just that okay, fine. They're interested in it, but I think that's how it works. You don't really have an interest in it beforehand. You see a load of fucking women's wrestling going, oh shit, they can work. I want to see more of this. All right, why didn't the rest of you follow in suit? Because usually the WWE, the last ones to sort of hop on the fucking hype train. When it comes to that shit, it kind of happens all over the world, and then the WWE go, oh, that works. Okay, we'll do it now. All right, cool. Whereas now it's been the WWE even at the forefront of it in terms of women's wrestling, and it's like everybody else is following that, and that's what I'm trying to say. OTT have announced an all-women's wrestling show next year. That's great. You knew why? What actually? Can I ask? What was the original women's match that was supposed to happen?
Kaylee Ray,
Martina.
Kaylee Ray versus Martina.
Terry wanted Martina to lose the belt, but now he doesn't want her in a title match. Doesn't make sense either. So.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, because I've been sort of keeping up with that anyway. Fine. His motivations are fucking retarded. He's coming off as an absolute idiot now. I want you to lose the belt. But I'm going to take you out of the title match, put you in a pointless fucking hardcore fucking street. What the fuck? It makes no sense. Like,
so let's look at it this way. He doesn't, as a character wise, for storyline wise, Humperdinck doesn't like Martina, right?
Mm.
He doesn't like her. He doesn't want her to basically be on the show in a sense.
So
rather than get rid of rather than get rid of altogether, he's going to take away a title, like a big match for her.
But she's the champion, so you want to get off her shows. Now, this is complete armchair booking. I'm probably going to get called out on how retarded this is. Fine, I don't give a shit. You don't want to on the shows anymore. Do everything in your power to get the belt off of her. Put her against every single woman you can, because Katie Harvey ain't going to come back until next year, and you finally have Katie Harvey face her.
Right.
He's not. He's back the night before. I don't know, but
that's fine.
So don't put her in a tag team unless they shit can the booking and fucking put her in a tag team match. She gets battered. He comes out, says, "Oh, there's a women's match now when Kaylee Ray takes the belt." Or Katie Harvey comes back and takes the belt off her. You have to start.
Do you ever think that again who against her?
Put Kaylee Ray or Katie Harvey against her. Do you know what I mean? Like fuck her over basically. Fuck her over how she has no chance of getting the belt back. And then when she does lose it, you build her back up and there's another pop when she wins the fucking belt again. It just makes no sense to me. And I don't wrestle anymore. I'm more of a fan than I ever fucking was a fucking wrestler. So this is just total armchair booking. Jesus Christ. You don't take away a singles women's match and put them into a hardcore street fight and go, but see, no.
That's understandable, right? What was the match that Angel and Be Cool were originally going to have?
They would have had Sammy and Logan against them, which is a well-built story with heels and baby faces and actual motivation and psychology.
That's a well-built story, right? What are the main reasons behind when storylines change?
Shit's going down.
What is the main number one reason when a storyline changes?
Someone got injured.
Right? Someone gets injured. Someone can't make the commitments anymore.
So who's injured?
There's underlying issues going on that things have to be changed. There's an array of reasons why things get changed. None of us are on the inside as to what goes on.
But the women keep getting fucked over in that company.
Yeah, it's not just this.
Shut up, Alex. Shut up, Alex. Shut up for a minute. I'm literally in the middle of making a point.
You're blindly defending them, despite the fact that me and Aaron have presented many situations.
So the reason why this goes on is none of us work behind the scenes. Absolutely none of us work behind the scenes when anything happens, right? The last time the women's match got cut short because Katie was injured and she couldn't do the full match.
Okay,
that's fine. That's separate. That's a separate issue altogether. That happened during the match. They had no other choice but cut a try. That's not even an OTT booking decision or anything like that.
Yes, hold on. Everyone put that down as OTT booking and screwing the women over. No one actually went to find out and wait to see what the actual point of that was. Okay. No one waited. Everyone straight away jumped onto the bandwagon and say, Joe hates women. That's the end of it.
But see, the thing is since
I'm still talking. No one took into consideration that was going on, right? Now, if you're jumping in ahead now, they're saying, oh, God, the women are getting screwed over again because they're taking away their title match. There is simply in the sense that something could have happened underlined that they couldn't do it anymore and that they had to change it. And it couldn't even be between with the two girls. It could have been something that happened with Logan or Sammy D. We actually can't do a match now with those lads anymore. Oh, crap, what are we going to do? I know. Let's put the little psycho in who actually wants to kill everyone in those matches. Plus, it would make sense from the last match that they had at OTT Belfast for Angel Cruz to get his rematch against Martine for how she humiliated him with Colt Cabana. But no one remembers that match because they don't give a shit. Because they just want to argue about what's happening now.
That's number C.
From the storyline that they had. The only difference is, I swear to God, if he fucking talks over me again, I'm muting him again.
Who? Me or Alex?
So the reason why, the simple chances that Angel Cruz and Be Cool will have their match with Martina and Kaylee, and then what's going to happen is Kaylee could easily turn on her and screw her over. Or because Katie Harvey has actually been back wrestling again, there's nothing stopping her from coming out and screwing over the match either. There's a possibility that there is still going to be a swerve. Now, again, I'm probably wrong because the majority of times you like to point out when I'm wrong. I could possibly be wrong about that. There could be another thing altogether. But that's the thing. But none of us know exactly what is going on there behind the scenes. So I think everyone to jump on the fuck Joe bandwagon or screw OTT bandwagon are really jumping ahead of it because they forget about the next month when someone else is announced for another show. Everything that they've done bad, everything that went wrong is totally and utterly forgotten about.
Can I just ask a quick question, right? And this is the question I've been trying to ask for the last 10 minutes, right? When did Martina win the belt?
WrestleRama.
When was that?
against Katie
August.
Harvey.
When was that? August.
I
August,
think
yeah.
so.
How many times did she defend her?
On OTT.
Once.
That was the
When-
last time they had the match, yeah.
When the
No.
Divas title in WWE is getting defended more often than your women's belt in modern day wrestling, there's a fucking problem. You only have a show a month. If you've only got one women's champion, fucking put her on every show. Unless she's got an injury, I doubt she's going to get double booked because it seems like OTT takes precedent. I'm just looking from the outside, and it seems like OTT tends to take precedent over our bookings. She's like, that's what I'm wrestling for. He seems to be at every single show. They seem to constantly get fucked over. Katie Harvey got injured. She's defended the belt once. There's been no attempts to bring anyone else in. There's been no attempts to fucking elevate anybody else on the main shows. This seems very obvious to me. You don't have Katie, you put in Valkyrie. She's basically a young Katie Harvey. They've got the Queen's Court. They've got
Valkyrie
the Queen's
hasn't
Court.
been.
But that's how you put her on. This is what
But
I'm
here's the
trying
thing
to
is,
get.
no, but this thing is, she's doing other shows. She's traveling UK. She's not doing main stage. She's not doing Contenders. Valkyrie isn't. She's doing her own thing.
I know that, but she's been injured since August. You leave out of the next show, yeah. But there's been 4 shows since August. Yeah?
Yeah, but you're saying bring Valkyrie in. Valkyrie's not working with them. She's doing her own.
Don't take it too seriously.
I'm just saying as an example. You couldn't get her for the next show or maybe the show after that. But at least say 2 months down the line. Let's say, right, there was no women's match in September, right? Because they do shows monthly. There was no women's match in September, right? And then in October, you have Martina face fucking whoever. We'd say Kaylee Ray or Tony.
There has been more than just one title defense on it. Lana Austin was the last one that she had. That was a title defense. What was your one with the glasses that couldn't really wrestle that well?
Oh yeah, that fucking Veda Scott.
Every match Tina has had actually on OTT has been a championship match.
Right, but it just seems to be true.
And any time she's been the only woman on the show, they have put her into a match, an intergender match.
But I think what I'm trying to get across is, right, you look at CCW, for instance, right? They're doing a fantastic job with our women's division. At the end of the day,
honest,
look at what they've done with the women's division. They've built their champion around their own woman, much like OTT did. Raven Creed was trained from day one inside there. She worked her fucking ass off, although she's the champion, right? They've brought in as much women as they can to put her against her. And you've got Valkyrie, Raven Creed, Debbie Keitel, and you've got another 2 or 3, I think, running around there. They've got 7 women in their women's division. OTT isn't the WWE. They can bring in anyone they want to help build up their women's division, but they just don't do that.
It is another thing though as well. It's kind of like the last time they did bring in new women to the thing, the women got nothing but abuse from OTT fans. So it does kind of put off. Nina Samuels one that kind of got abuse.
Who?
That was once that.
Nina Samuels got abuse.
That was
just for chauvinisticness of chance.
Yeah, there you go. That's not them getting abused because they're shit. That's because there was pricks in the crowd. And if that's the reason you're not having any more women on your fucking shows, what the actual fuck?
But that's another thing that would put them off though, putting people onto an actual show.
Yeah, but like this is what I'm like. If
complaining online over the women's division,
yeah,
or
but
just
like
complaining over OTT kind of gets a bad rep on that one because their fans aren't actually women friendly, which is a whole lot of shite.
Yeah, so if there's a small section of fans ruining it for everybody else, that's bullshit. He just needs. He just seems like he just doesn't want to put them on. When CCW and PWU have fucking vast, there have about 7 or 8 women in the women's division of Irish women wrestlers, right? And OTT only used 2 and put the same match on that CCW was putting on 4 years ago. There's a fucking problem. The only women they ever fucking change around with it is when they bring over UK women. You've got Irish women wrestlers in the country and they're fucking good. Use them.
Can I just say, my problem is even not you. If you can use UK talent, just use them regularly. Like they brought Ginny over once and made a storyline and then never finished it. And it's like, use her, do something. Put someone over I don't care if they're from the UK or Ireland. Just use them regularly.
I just want
the difficulty. The difficulty if you're using UK and imports to come over to do that as well, you kind of run into the difficulty of having an availability issue as well. Now, I know that we only run one show a month at the beginning of the month, but it would become an availability issue that we're having the women coming over like that, because they would be wrestlers full times, whereas Martina's not a full time wrestler.
Her character isn't
full time wrestler. Valkyrie looks to be going on to being a full time wrestler now. Debbie Keitel's not a full time wrestler.
But I'm sure they'll be happy with the fucking exposure they're going to get from an OTT show.
Well, I'm going to book you for 2 months for it.
Bear in mind, you'll see Debbie recording the OTT shows. So she does still work for them in a sense of a background role.
And a background role. Is that the fucking same?
The thing is, but on Contenders, she's getting that run to bring her up to a main event to a main event show. To me, it just seems like they're not putting any effort into trying to bolster it up. Katie got injured, and it's just been bringing a couple of English lads. Yeah, it's kind of because in the sense of like we had our storyline built around the two of yous to do it, and now we can't do that anymore. And then I'd say it would become an availability issue with people.
Yeah, but you could easily get Katie Harvey to go, I can't beat you. That's fine. I can't face you. That's fine. I know the women's division in Ireland better than anybody else. So I'll get someone every month to try and defeat you. They keep losing. They never beat her. And then eventually when she gets better, she challenges her herself and batters her.
Yeah.
That's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard. But again, it would come down to an availability issue though as well.
I feel like if you gave a couple of the girls a couple of months, like a month's notice, they'd probably walk around it. Raven Cree doesn't walk for anybody else.
Imagine they decided to bring up one of the girls from the Contenders issue though to do it. Right? One of the that does the Contender show. For example, let's say Amy Onsley, right? As an example. Who's worked with Martina on Contender shows. Right? Let's say they bring her up. Okay, this is the match that you're going to do. That's all well and good. She's never done a crowd like that before. She's never done a main stage show like that before. But fuck it, she's done a fair few. That's grand. What happens if she pulls and ends up doing a Curtis Murray on herself? What are you going to do then with your women's division?
She doesn't do dives though.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be a dive. I mean, an injury in a sense.
But you have to start somewhere.
Exactly. Which is why they have them doing the Contender shows, which is why they do the main stage shows before they bring them up onto an OTT show.
You could work the Contender shows in with the storyline. Katie Harvey has a women's invitation at the Contender shows. Whoever wins gets to face the champion at the next one. I picked them myself to fight Katie. I mean, to fight that's Martina.
That's all well and good, but the Contenders crowds are completely different to what an OTT crowd is. It's
OTT
different,
But the OTT crowd, there's a lot of the OTT crowd go to the Contender.
It's not me making excuses.
How many?
I'm trying to actually just that a family audience is completely different to the OTT audience.
And that's fine.
You can count the people on one hand what go to an OTT show.
So don't even. But see, the thing is, right? There's still a lot. There's still a lot.
Really care about two women in that division.
Still goes there, and you don't argue with Amy. She just talks.
I know, but it's that they don't give a shit. They did it with the men for a while, where they weren't overly promoting their Irish talent. I know they are with Jordan. I would assume he's probably going to end up winning the belt at the next show, especially with the way they built it up.
We're still expecting a proper swerve at that one because everyone is so sure that he's going to win it.
Yeah, you have to remember as well at one point when it came to an Irish professional wrestling company, didn't they have a poster out? Was it their Halloween show where there wasn't a single Irish person on the poster?
It was
on Vendetta.
They're not great.
Vendetta.
Yeah, they're not great at promoting their Irish talent and tend to rely way too heavily on it.
Like no, it's mainly though on the it's mainly on the stadium shows that they don't promote Irish talent on it.
Which fucking grind, because if they're doing stadium shows, you need that international talent like a Foley or whatever to come in and boost them. That's fine.
That's one of the reasons why they would do that, though. It's always been the stadium show posters that they don't have the Irish talent on them.
But like they had the problem with the men, and now they're just lackadaisical with the women's division. To me, it's that now they haven't tried. It's like Katie Harvey got injured, and it's like, oh well, fuck now.
Another thing is on that one is the main people that are kind of giving out about the women's division in a sense is like, oh, why don't you just have Katie and Martina doing this? Why don't you just have them doing that? Why don't you have them doing this? They don't actually bring up the other women that are in any of the divisions and they can on the other shows because they don't even know the other women that are on the shows because they don't.
But I do, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
you need to expose the talent that you have. If no one knows who they are, expose them to a new audience. Expose your Raven Creed and Debbie Keitels and your Valkyries and your fucking Lauren LaRue's and two more that I can't fucking remember off the top of my head. That's how you expose them to a new audience. That's how you do it. That's why people are getting exposed to New Japan, because Chris Jericho's there. You put in a fucking decent showing against the women's champion on OTT. People are going to go, I'd like to see her again, please.
And do you not think they'll do that at their women's show?
But how are you going to get people to get into the women's show if they have no idea the women are going to be into it unless you promote them beforehand? And that's what I'm trying to get across. And
that's the thing as well, why I'm thinking that they're going to use mainly imports on the women's show.
Which is bullshit! This is the point I'm trying to get. They're relying too much on imports, and they're not trying, or they're relying too much on imports when they've got a pretty good women's division in Ireland, considering the fact that when I started training, there was 3. And out of those 3, 2 were left. Now we have 8. And considering the small country we are, the fact that we have 8 women's wrestlers at our disposal is quite something in 2 or 3 years.
So on a Cork show, I'm asking this as a general question because I don't know an awful lot about CCW. I don't watch it. I've no watching of it at all.
Mm.
How many women are? There's 8 women on that show.
Mm. Right? I can't remember all the names. I'm nearly over. I might be overdoing it, but off the top of my head, you've got Raven Creed, you've got Valkyrie, you've got Lauren LaRue, something Hammond, and I think that might be her real name or her ring name. I can't remember. You've Katie, who's been on it a couple of times. That's 5. Yeah, I think there's a couple more, and I can't really remember the names.
Right. So my view on the sense here is just that the Katie thing kind of keeps coming up in the sense here. So because she is back wrestling the night before.
In Germany, yeah, for GWF.
No, she's on the charity show.
As well, is she?
She's on the charity show on the 8th.
Oh shit, she's meant to be facing Pollyanna in Germany on the 8th as well.
Yeah, well, they're doing a fatal 4-way. And she's been down for that, which is why I think they've done this. Back to my original point on this, which is why I think they've changed the match. Because she's going to return there. That's why I think.
I'm just saying that just my own point about it is that the fact that they're just not using anybody else. I don't give a shit who they use. Is use somebody else.
Using Katie Harvey again, then basically you're running the same women's story.
It's backing up my point as well at the fact that you need to stop using the same 2 women. I love Katie Harvey.
Which is a point that everyone makes so about every wrestling show though in a sense.
Just stop using the same 2 women.
The same women.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Every single promotion though there is to stop using the same women.
Yeah, but when you've got the exposure they have and they want to, and the tiny country that we have, and the fact that we've already got 3 or 4 major promotions. Come on, lads. We've got more than Katie Harvey and fucking Martina. For as great as they are, they have... Well, I could be wrong, right? I'm probably wrong in this, and I hope one of them come back to me and or even in the forum and say it, right? If they ever even see this, which they probably won't. How many times have they probably faced each other? I say it hits the hundreds. Just those 2 women.
Yeah, probably. And you could say
It's probably tipping the 100. I say at this rate, even they want somebody else to fucking fight at those OTT shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably very true.
Just don't keep relying on the contender shows to start off your women when you need an influx of them now. You need
No, use them on the contender show. That's a great
use
way
them
to
on the
keep
contender
over.
shows. That's fine.
Like,
Yeah,
make it.
when there's a lot of the OTT fans watch the contender shows, if I would probably assume all of the regular OTT audience probably watch contender shows.
They won't go to them. They might watch them
They
online.
might watch them online, or they probably go to them. Right? There's a lot of them that probably watch it and probably keep up with it. Right?
They definitely do not go to them.
Well, that's okay. See it. I'm sure.
I can't count on my hands. I can name the regulars that go to the contender shows.
Oh, that's fine. They probably watch it online, or they have an idea because they're keeping up with it as such.
Or they watch CCW or PWU or something. I see these girls wrestle elsewhere.
They probably know
that's
them.
Would actually, to be honest with you, I think I have a feeling that the OTT crowds wouldn't actually bother with other promotion sense, because it is in a sense of that there is. It's kind of like the way it was when Progress started. There was a very loyal fan base to it that wouldn't kind of. It's kind of like in the sense, we're kind of sick of what WWE are doing, our own thing doing, because at least it's not PG. I think that's what got people into things in the first place. I don't think they actually will broaden their horizons that much to look at something else. And you can actually tell that just by the way the forum goes. Because if you look at the promotion wise that actually get in the forum, you can kind of tell what people are watching. You can tell what the fan bases for people are. I mean, it's a WWE fan. It's a major WWE fan base. You have your OTT cult. You have the CCW cult, and you have the Progress fans, and then you have the 3 New Japan viewers. Right? That's
the 3 New Japan viewers. Just the 3. Just the 3 lads over there in the corner.
Right? But like that's the way you can kind of base it, and I think that's really fun because you can tell when spoilers get put up for other shows, no one gives a shit because you know that no one watches it. Did you ever see the thing when they put up the spoilers for the Pro Ulster shows? No one loses their mind. No one gives a shit. They just kind of either like or a shocked face. That's it. You won't even get comments under that because no one knows what the fuck is going on in it. The unfortunate thing is, it is the way the wrestling kingdom's going, right? People are going to go and watch it because there's a name that they know that's on it. People I'd say probably did travel for the Ulster show when it was going to be Justy versus Flash Morgan, and they didn't go because it was going to be Flash Morgan. They went because they just wanted to see what Justy was going to do in hopes that he might say something or do something completely out of the norm, which he did. Now, I didn't get to see it afterwards, and I saw enough of what Justy was posting about it afterwards to know that he fell hard on his arse, and he made a load of jokes about it that all of us got to enjoy at Survivor Series, right? That would probably be when the most eyes were actually on that at the time. There's people that I know that don't go to any of the Fight Factory shows just because so it's out in East Wall, like it's easier to get to than most places. But because they don't know the names of people that are on that shows, bar maybe 1 or 2, they won't go to them. That's not down because I don't know the women are on it. That's just in general. If they don't know the people that are on the show, you probably won't go to a show because you don't know what it is, because you won't broaden your horizons to it. The only reason why I won't go to a Cork show is just because I couldn't be arsed to travel down to Cork for it.
Oh, I travel all the
right.
It's not that far.
Because it would in a sense mean I'd have to take a day off work. And I can't afford to take a day off work just to travel down to Cork to see a wrestling for one night and then have to leave early just to be able to get the bus back and miss something that's going to happen on the show.
Well, you wouldn't. Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Right? That's it. Like it's a lot more effort for me to try and get myself down to Cork than it is to try and get myself up to Belfast, for example, because chances are, if I'm going to go to one of the Belfast shows, chances are there's going to be someone driving up to it that I'd be able to go with them, that I know I can drive home with them later on that night and that we won't miss anything and I'll still be able to get to work the next day. But with Cork, if I'm relying just on the fucking bus services, no fucking thank you. Because I'm not going to be guaranteed to get home. I could miss that bus and then be stuck waiting for another 2 hours for another one. There is, in sometimes it will be a thing of convenience. I'll go to it, right? But an awful lot of people didn't know who fucking Darren Kearney was. And if you got to see him actually wrestle at the shows, he is a fucking amazing talent. And hopefully when he does come back, and if he does come back, he'll be ripping up it again on the Irish independent scene if he's not already snagged up by someone else. Like, he is fucking amazing in the ring. To see him at the Fight Factory shows before he had to go.
Can I just go?
No one else really would have gotten to see him until they started seeing Lance Storm fucking tweeting about him, calling him like.
So, Amy, can I just, from my experience of getting into Irish wrestling, the way I see it is, you can put anybody you want on that stadium show because it's headlined by the Bullet Club. You could literally have 2 no-names on every other match in the card. And people will go. That's why I went. They had Ricochet and Ospreay. And then I saw the Irish talent who were so good that I went, I want to come back and see more of this. That's how you get into these people. I didn't know who the fuck Martina was until last December. She's not the reason I went to the show, but she's the reason I kept going. I didn't know who the hell the lads from the Flats were. They're the reason I kept coming back. Yeah, you can have big names on the show. There's no problem with that. You just need Irish talent that's good to keep people wanting to come back. And people aren't going to know the Irish talent if they're not on the shows with these names. That's, so I see it.
And that's why they have Scotty Davis and Curtis Murray.
Don't do that. Actually, that was another point I was going to make earlier. They do it for the men, where they take it from contender shows and they give them a showcase to say, oh, that's a new talent. Never do it for the women.
No, they don't. And I think it is as well, though, because I do think that there is still a pre-existing presense of, and again, this actually is pointed out to me in the forum an awful lot, that women can't really wrestle as well as the men do. And Alex, you actually agreed at that point, that the women can't do what the men do.
Sometimes, but I think
damn.
But that's the thing is, I don't understand why people pick and choose all the time on their arguments. Women can't do what the men can do.
Anyone who thinks anyway is a dick. So.
But but they don't give the women a chance to prove it. But it's people with the opinion that the women can't do it as well as the men is another reason why bookers won't.
If that's the reason why bookers won't book them, because of, let's say the forum, right? Let's say the forum.
Hold on. Getting what the actual point across is. If you have a forum of over 1,000 people agreeing, right? I'm not saying that this is, I'm saying in a hypothetical, right? If you have 1,000 people agreeing women can't do what the men are doing, they can, but they don't do it as well, or they're all right, but I wouldn't want to see them doing a full match sort of thing. If that's an opinion that you have, right? And you're trying, and then you're a booker there who's looking at this and is looking at this argument of everyone saying, and you're trying to sell a show of 2,200 seats. Action on it is a woman. What's the view that you're going to have going into this? Bearing in mind, you're the booker on this. You're after seeing 1,000 people saying that they don't believe that the women are good enough to pull something off. Are you still going to have a woman headline your show?
As a booker, you should give them a storyline that makes people want to put their butt in a seat regardless.
Hold on a minute. No, I know. Hold on. I'm asking you right out now, if you're that booker, I'm not saying what you should be doing. I'm not saying that what should you do to get people. I'm saying what would you do in that situation?
Right.
Saying that the women aren't going to be good enough. You're not going to want to see them on a show. Are you still going to put your women in a main event?
Right.
Nobody says main event.
I'm not saying the main event. Right. Can I just say? Can I reply to that?
Why wouldn't just put them in the main event if the talent is there?
Right. That's fine. She makes a point, but I want to make a point. That's a weak ass excuse when it comes to the forum. There's 1,000 members in that forum. About 100 of them post.
No, that's why I'm using it as a hypothetical in a sense.
Yeah, but that's what
if
I'm
you're
trying
trying
to say, right? But if
of 2,100 tickets and half your crowd is after saying, I don't want to see women wrestle.
So you'll sell the tickets anyway. You have the Bullet Club. They will sell the tickets.
You argued, but you tried to argue with me on that point by saying why bother with the Bullet Club? Why not just put Irish talent on it? My argument to you was because you want to get people in to sell the seats, and you told me that was a stupid idea.
No.
So I don't know why you're using that argument against me now when that was the same one I put to you a couple of hours ago.
No, you can always main event with imports. Yeah, do whatever. You use imports. But my problem is we could have had 2 matches of Irish talents, and now we have one probably so that we can see a triple threat match involving Cody. And that's where it becomes a problem if they do that a lot.
But hold on, the imports they have on that show are all facing each other. They have nothing to do with any of the Irish talents that are on it. The only imports that are coming in are British Strong Style, who are chances are going to be putting over the 3 Irish lads anyway.
Katie Ray is important.
I don't see British Strong Style losing, but I see them nearly losing.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a close one. If they don't fucking lose, it will be a close match. But bearing in mind, British Strong Style have actually lost the majority of their matches that they've had.
Oh, I'm just saying because they're 3 new guys. I don't really see the new guys beating the established stars.
But the thing is, because Scotty and Curtis have been on OTT a fair few times. People know them. They're not even new. They would actually.
I'm just saying. I just don't personally. Yeah. I just don't see.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean in a sense, but bearing in mind, no matter what way that match ends, British Strong Style are going to be endorsing them by the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's in a sense. That's what they're going to do because it's what they do. They don't go in there. The 3 of them don't go in there with a massive big head. Bearing in mind, Pete Dunne was built entirely up with OTT. He's been there since the very start. Tyler came in at Pride a year or so, like the following year. Like Trent only came in 2016. Fair enough.
So that's how I figured out about fucking
what?
That's how I got exposed to fucking
Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne through OTT.
I got exposed to Pete Dunne through OTT, and I got exposed into more British wrestling because I was like, I wonder what else he does outside it. Oh, he's a prick. That was essentially it. Like
that's kind of how you would build like the fan base for me. How I got into Irish wrestling wasn't through Irish wrestlers at all. I had no interest in any of the Irish lads because I wanted to see the imports. That's why I went to OTT shows to begin with, because I wanted to see.
When I started training, I had no idea who. When I started training, when I started training, if you asked me day one when I started training professional wrestling, name off 4 Irish wrestlers, I would have said Justin, Shape, and Finlay.
4 Irish wrestlers for me, I wouldn't have been able to name 4. It would have been Finlay and Shane. It's not.
I would have only been able to name after 2 of them because Finlay because of the WWE and Justin Shape because there was a reason behind it. I think it was I think it was because of his name, because it reminded me of Just Incredible.
But realistically, I wouldn't have been able to name 2. If someone said to me when I started going to OTT, name Irish wrestlers, I would name 2 who were in WWE.
Can I just point out? Can I just make a quick point to the fact that we veered off the topic of Irish women wrestlers way too quick. Started off with our fucking women's wrestling, and I honestly don't even know what the argument's about anymore. What's the argument about? I lost track of it about 10 minutes ago.
The argument is why Irish talent aren't the only ones on an Irish stadium show.
Oh no! I get why it's not the only ones, but they need to be. Oh yeah, I started that because I was saying about they may not really getting that much attention. No, they don't. And OTT, that was a big reason why I didn't pay attention to OTT because it's like I didn't give a fuck about Ricochet versus Will Ospreay for the second time. I didn't like it the first time anyway, and it sent me into a fucking heart attack. But away from that, I can see that match divided the internet in ways I've not seen since.
I hated that match though as well. It was like, this is ballet. What is
Yeah,
that?
I have to though. I will actually admit, getting to see them do it though live, it's impressive. But I was more impressed when I was like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking athletic. I'm out of breath watching them do
It's
this.
athletic as fuck, but it's not
Like,
wrestling.
That was the only thing that got me, that I took away from that. I was like, Jesus, that's athletic as fuck. But that was the only thing that I took away.
So the worst thing is as well about that, I remember after that match, there were people like, but it's high flying wrestling. This is the way it's supposed to be. And then they were posting up like clips of, say, Jushin Thunder Liger and a couple of other Japanese wrestlers. I'm like, look at the clips. Look at what you look at it. Just look at what you're looking at. They're fighting for a position of power in the match. They're trying to dominate the other person. Whereas in that match, it was they're doing flips.
I'm trying to one up the other person by doing
that. What annoyed me the most, but that was Ricochet getting his head belted off the mat and then just standing up and going, not selling his head, just basically standing there going, come on, next move. That's why I don't like Lucha Underground, because I watched one triple threat match and I was like, this is choreographed. It was blatantly obvious because you could see the lads on the floor like after when like a couple of moves were done, they're just looking at it, just lying on the floor, and they're just like turning over like that, and they're going, "It's my move now." 1, 2, 3. I got it, and it just looked very kind of like you're wearing a mask, and I can still see your eyes moving.
You kind of have to get used to modern day wrestling because so much of it does look choreographed, especially the cooler spots. You're like, he was
in the comment section at the moment, Dan just put up saying needs more Dan. It does need more Dan.
I miss
Come join us.
Come join us, Dan.
Make your point. Actually, you argue with Amy for once because you haven't argued with Amy. And
we have one dislike. Who the fuck disliked the video, you bastards?
Can you not like see? No.
No. Can I?
I'm after looking at the comment section.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Hunter Hancock? And hi.
Yeah. I should have done that ages ago, but I was like you on your rant, so I was dealing with that conversation while you were ranting.
It's like, Jesus Christ. Hi. I don't want to say the L word back because I don't know who you are, good sir, but okay, thank you.
What am I missing here?
Basically, Gunnar Hancock posted 3 comments going, "Holy shit, it's Amy. I love you, Amy," with 3 X's.
Oh, nice.
And that emoji where it's like a smiley face with the hands out.
Oh. Amy, have you watched the last Progress show? Like,
this has been a great podcast. We started off as a break, just ended up with 2 really good debates.
Which 58?
Yeah.
Enter Smart. No.
PQ. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm only like 5 minutes in and I'm like, Jesus.
I know. The 2 of them go fucking mental.
To be fair, Ginny's like debut was in an ODQ match with Pollyanna. She's really good at them.
Yeah.
Somehow. And again, Jimmy Havoc did train her, so he probably just like
somebody just posted up. Alex, you're gonna love this. Matthew Moore just posted up Eddie Guerrero versus Young Boy Shibata. A match from New Japan.
He won't watch Eddie Guerrero match.
The video didn't go up, so you're gonna have to click into it. But yeah, this
hold
is
on a second. Bear this in mind, Darren. He won't watch an Eddie Guerrero match.
Yeah, I do feel really weird about what.
Give me one good reason why you won't watch an Eddie Guerrero match, and I'll tell you why you're a
because he finds it weird because the man is dead.
Yeah.
So you celebrate it. It's not like it's a Chris Benoit match. This is from when he got released that time, so when he started doing the indies and shit. It's not even from New Japan, it's from XW.
This is actually a really, really funny story. This was taken off Chris Jericho's podcast about they were talking about the time when it was Chavo Guerrero Jr. and it was Dean Malenko and it was Chris Jericho, and they were doing it was basically like the Eddie anniversary. I think it was the 10-year anniversary of Eddie's death. and they were basically just doing like a celebration and stuff like that. And they were talking about the time that they were doing the walkout when they were all the cruiserweights. And he was saying that Eddie had gotten to the show late, and there was a group of them, and it was Malenko, Benoit, and I think Jericho. And they had said, I think it was Dean Malenko was telling the story, it was Jericho. And they were basically, Eddie had gotten there, and he still had a suitcase with him. And they had said, they were like, what's going on? Where are you guys going? It was like, we're walking out of here. Like, we're sick of X, Y, and Z, whatever was happening. Eddie didn't question anything. He's just like, we're walking out. He doesn't question it. Instead, he kind of like shrugged his shoulders and was like, okay. And he wheels a suitcase along with them to go into the room, basically to quit. And I love that type of kind of situations. Like, he was a person that didn't kind of where he was going sort of thing. He was glad to be doing what he was doing. And even when they were talking about when he was champion.
Gee, what the fuck are you doing? It's not how you put thumbtacks down, you tit.
It was the one time, like, when he was actually champion, and he...
Oh no.
The way that WWE viewed the lads, that they viewed him as being someone who was able to carry the company. But the way he viewed himself at the time, he wasn't. Like, he used to look at figures. Like, he was a real numbers type person. He would, like, see that the numbers weren't up when he was champion as opposed as they were when someone else was champion. And that kind of, like, stressed him out so much to a sense where he's like, I don't think I can do this. But imagine, like, having a faith of a company behind you, but not having that faith in yourself to actually do it. And then just before he dies, he's like, he's in a better place mentally and physically. Well, mentally at least. And like, I'm ready, to take that on. I'm well able now to take on that commitment and to be the champion and to be the face of the company, and only to have it taken away in such a tragic way. I think that's really sad. Oh, I miss Eddie there.
Who is Mr. Brightside? I just got it. Jesus Christ. I was reading that fella's name in the comment section going, what the fuck? And I just got it, Mr. Brightside. Jesus Christ. Who are you?
Do you know him personally? Or
no, that's the thing. I've only ever known one proper Miz fan in my life, and she was a woman. I doubt she's watching this. She bought his merch and everything. This one, the Miz wasn't even that good. This was after his WWE title run, and I think he was just about to transition into a face. That's when she was a fan of him. She's a real fan of the Miz. At least was. I'm gonna. Are we done for the day? Because I want to just.
Yeah, we're after getting two really good little debates out of this. So
I'm glad you watched. Dan wasn't here, which was sad.
I miss Dan.
No, I miss Dan too.
I miss Dan being
prior commitment.
Argue with Amy. So
what?
I kind of wish Dan was here to see you and him argue, because that's just never happened before.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Dan don't really argue with each other though.
Oh yeah, but he's one of now, because he was really on the fuck OTT band train. Like he was the conductor.
That's kind of sad then if I was just left with used to then if he had a solid argument then.
We did have a solid argument. They don't put women on the fucking shows properly when they have a load of them at the disposal in the country.
No, but what I mean is he would have trailed off the way we did. He would.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, that's what.
But I had a good argument. It's just that I couldn't get fucking through because you wouldn't shut up.
And that's your problem, not mine.
If I even attempted to try and overdo you there, it would have been 10 minutes of us going, la 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 la.
Sorry, no, it would have been. I would have just done what I did to Alex and muted you.
Yeah, so when we can't have a proper fucking argument about it, it tends to fucking hurt it.
In my defense, though, the reason why I was muting Alex was a different conversation in general, and he just kept talking in the background.
He did, which was kind of hilarious because he would just shut it off, and Alex would just go, oh, God damn it. Every time, like, but
is there a timer thing on the mute or something like that, and it unmutes automatically, or was he unmuting?
No, he was just doing it himself.
Because he was taking I was just curious because you were taking an awful lot of time to actually unmute yourself. No, I mean like when I was doing it, you were taking such a long time to actually unmute it.
because I was just like effort, and then I kind of went, no, she needs to be told. I need to tell her she's wrong. So yeah.
And the thing is, and then you unmute yourself, and I muted you again. You never actually did come back with any argument towards me.
Because I was like, I'm actually winning now because she's just going to keep muting me because I'm winning and I'm right. So that's how I view that.
Oh, but the reason why I was muting you is just because you were making noise. You weren't actually giving an argument.
But you yeah. You just
all right.
word. So can't argue.
It is 10 to 10, and I do
this
35 as well.
Jesus, we can still stay on after when we broadcast off. So I'm just going to just stop this. Bye. Bye. Bye.